Welcome everyone. All right, I'm excited about today's stream. We're going to go over a couple things that are important that I don't want you guys to miss out on. So there's a massive event happening today, an AMA with the Apex Nodes team that Melky and Martiverse, two of the partners here in the Discord, are hosting. If you're not familiar, we have partners in the Discord, so when you're a member, you don't just get my content, you get all their content. You can join through their communities, my community. We all collaborate. So you can do that as a non-member, okay? So that's why I don't want you to miss it, is you can just join the Discord, the link's in the YouTube video, and then you can join the event. You'll see here in the announcements page, there's an event that you can join, and that happens today. So you don't want to miss this. There's going to be a lot of alpha shared on there. You might get some insights into this project that nobody else has, and they just launched on the Bybit launchpad. So anyways, I'm really looking forward to the AMA. And expecting it to be a lot of valuable information. For anybody who, I don't know how everybody else is feeling about the market, but we are having some fun here. People saying I probably have a zillion alarms going off. He said about 700 alarms. This is in yesterday's, actually 2 nights ago live stream. This is I've been killing it today, trading off his charts from his live stream. So many setups played out today. He charted last night. Yeah, it's unreal. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying it's like 2 different worlds. One world, we're having a ton of fun. And one world, people are confused, lost, and desperate. Yeah, but we're going to get into the charts here soon, in a minute. But yeah, obviously, I'm showing this because if you're not a member, you'll think that I'm making up what I'm saying, because it almost seems like there's no way that somebody could have quote unquote predicted. But hopefully I'll explain some of this today. He said, that GMT failure from Lucky Chart is printing tons. What a professional. This was a beta swing failure, double winning for me. I learned how to identify at 50% profits. So the point is that these ideas I'm sharing with you are not hindsight. I'm not just saying, to you that I have these ideas. There's people in this group that would be able to validate that. And of course would be calling me out if I was just bold-faced lying to you. And I'm not. So let's hop over to the charts here. All right, so GMT. I want to start here because it's super technical, beautiful, great short positions up at the top. I kind of made a joke. Do I get a cookie if I short GMT too? I know a lot of my followers made their way to me because of my most popular post is that Luna short. It's a very similar technical idea. Down here, I actually shared this long setup as an idea in a members live stream a while, whenever this was, a couple days ago. I showed this long setup, the back test of this high up into the top of this ascending channel. And then I used this as a guiding kind of alert here. But you know what I want? This is what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about how I traded this, why I traded it the way I did, what I'm looking for GMT, and just the difference between a signal and understanding analysis in the market. So when price was here, do you want to know what I said? I said, well, first off, I want to note that we impulse so beautifully off this logo 618 and impulse here. Really cool. Super technical. It's important to understand the technical aspects of how price got to where it was. But what I said was, I'm looking for price to push up into the top of this channel. And when it does, you can pull it from a couple places. I like pulling it from low to high. When it does, what that will do is that will give us a golden pocket that is in line with the highs of this range. So I said this days ago. So I'd be looking for something like this, a push up. Obviously we have to take profits on these shorts. I'll show you where I took profits earlier and why, and I did update it before it happened. But down into the middle of this channel and down to here, and this would be such a nice support zone, a long high time frame zone if we push up to the top of the channel, come down, and now this aligns with the highs of this old range as a support zone. that's my high time frame target for GMT. I have some low time frame targets. But what I want you to understand is that for me, I understand the market and the setups I'm trading so well that I can start thinking about this stuff before it happens, right? And what I want to explain is that that's actually a really important part of trading. You know, people just want signals, but you actually can't, you know, you can't manage or execute a trade properly if you don't understand it. And that's just the reality. Hold on a second. I got my dog's barking. 1 second. Just going and chasing the bad guys. Um, because it's not just about hitting the long or short button, it's about the emotional toll that being in the position takes. So what did I do when I took this initial short? I took this short. I said, you know, there's a couple targets that are kind of important. One is going to be this, right, as a major take profit. Why am I taking profit off this initial short here? Well, it's a likely place to bounce and get a retest of the highs. In the members group, I said, this is an important take profit for me. And I also said I'll be looking for a swing failure and retest of the highs, a liquidity grab. But even here, I said, I'm just going to explain this because none of this is random. Where here I said a safer entry, if you're not comfortable shorting here, is to look for a rejection and then a retest of a local 618 and then a further rejection. And you can do that on there. So what did we get here? Well, this is the 15-minute chart. We got that exact same thing. I'm not going to go show you the post. I could, but you get the point. But this is to understand this repeats itself. So how am I predicting this? Because every asset moves this way. Crypto, stock, doesn't matter. So we're looking for the initial rejection, which I'm comfortable to short because I already know. I could predict this. Predict isn't the right word, but understand it. I understand this level all the way from down here, so I'm waiting to trade it. But I also know likely to get this. And then even right when we hit this, I said, hitting the local 618, and I drew a line and said, interested to see if this continues the rejection. So we get this. I take profits because 9 times out of 10, I don't know what the percentage is, you're going to get some kind of retest, whether it's a swing failure or a fib retest before a further rejection. So when I get the swing failure, what do? I just updated and said swing failure on GMT, and I shorted it again. So for me, these are just easy trades only because I understand them. Okay? So they're not easy if you don't understand them. Focus on learning, focus on educating yourself. I don't give signals. I don't give signals even in the group. What I do is I teach my analysis, and then I share my analysis. And nine times out of 10, I'll say when I take an entry. So I'll say, you know, something like getting a swing failure, I took a short, or I took a position, or, you know, so I'll talk about my analysis before with the members and live streams and in posts. I'll update when that analysis has played out or when it's hit, and 9 times out of 10 I'll say when I take a position. But I'm not saying enter here, stop loss here, because what I'm trying to build in people is the confidence and the skills to trade on their own. And why am I doing that? Because it's the only way you'll ever be profitable. It's a lie that you can just trade off signals. Okay? It's impossible because you don't have the understanding of the market to even. Do you think it's easy to sit in a trade? Think it's easy to reshort this? Even if you get a signal, you have to deal with all of that. So, anyways, I won't go on too much about it. But of course, this is important support. I'm sure we have trend line ideas, right? You can just kind of eyeball them and see them. So I'm not going to be surprised to see more retests. Maybe we lose this trend line. Maybe it's also a fib. I'm used to these high time frame levels. If we get a rejection here, we may not. Seeing ranging, maybe even take the highs again, and before a final rejection. Or we could pump to $50, but you know, I'm already shorting this twice at the top, so I'm pretty happy about it. This was like a 12% move. And this is already a huge winning short. So, you know, actually, that makes me want to look at the FTM chart really quickly. I mean, there's so many great setups. There's so many. I should just actually try to blast through some of them. FTM, let's go here. All right, so I had shared this setup as a scalp setup. You know, I shared this down here in a members live stream. We had this initial rejection, we pumped through it. Somebody said, so you were, you know, on Twitter. Like, I share stuff and then somebody will come back. I think we got like a 3% rejection here, which into a support level. So what? Take profits, put your stop loss entry. It's pretty simple. But you know, everything you share, people will come back and say, so admit it, you were wrong. Something like that. There will be some people that will say, you thought we were going to reject, whatever. It's like, well, I made money and I was right about this resistance. I took profits. I don't know what price is going to do. I'm very good at identifying support and resistance. So I'm very good at getting great entries. That's why my win rate's so high. But anyways, you know, FTM came up and we swing failured this high into the golden pocket. This is a setup that we're just seeing over and over again. This time this one was with RUNE. Swing failure this high into the 382. 382 is the inverse of the 618. 382, 618, the two most important fibs. That is a great setup. Same thing on NEAR. Let's go. So the reason I'm showing you this is because these setups play out over and over and over again. Once you learn how to identify them, it's the exact same setup. Swing failures into key levels, very nice. I mean, this was a swing failure long back here on NEAR. You know, I've shared that already, obviously, waiting for this liquidity to be grabbed, a move up into the highs, into the 618, swing failure of this high, rejection. I drew this line a week ago, or 3 or 4 days ago, I guess. So, you know, how did I do that? Because I understand how the market moves. I understand that this setup is likely to generate this kind of liquidity grab, move up, liquidity grab at the top. Yesterday in the Discord, somebody was asking me if I was closing a lot of my NEAR long. I said, yeah, I only have 15% running. Why? Because right here I said a rejection is very likely, and I may have just taken a swing failure short. And it's not about winning. It's not about that every trade needs to win or lose. Like, you have to understand, I trade with risk management and proper position sizing. So we're going to get to Bitcoin here in a second too, because it's doing something interesting. So, you know, most of my trades win. One of them pays for 10 losers. All right. So this was a level on Bitcoin that I've talked about for a while. Talked about it since the 48K short. So where as a major target, we front ran it here. I traded this front run off of a horizontal, and the reason I traded it was because I was looking for a front run of the key level. I don't have the level on right now, but I was turning it off to show an example in the members live stream. But there's a key level right here. I was trading a long front run to key level, knowing that it was likely we would range and then do a quick liquidity grab. That's was my exact thesis. We range above the key level, we come in for a quick liquidity grab, stopping everybody out, and then we have a nice move. Where are we rejecting from now? A very important level. I've been talking about this level as resistance. I actually thought we'd tap it before. It's the point of control of this whole range since the early of January. So this is the price at which the most volume has been transacted. If you've learned about volume profiles, you'll know this is a really important level, as is this high volume area, which was part of my analysis for this long. Okay, so this was identifiable way up here as high liquidity zones. I even traded this little bounce here. I was waiting for this. Now it's resistance because we're below it. So it's also the 382 low to high. You know, just like on RUNE, we rejected from that. So it's an important fib. It's an important high volume area. It's the high, well, it's now point of control. It's been flipping between a high volume area and a point of control between these two because they're very close, both very important. So why are we, we're rejecting from here. In the members live stream today, people asked me if I was going to, what my thoughts were here. For me, it was a take profit on longs, and I explained the reason I'm not shorting here isn't because I don't think it's a likely place for a rejection. It's because of the correlation of the crypto market. So I'm opening shorts on GMT, NEAR, all these other coins that are moving 6-7%, while Bitcoin's moving 1%. I know if Bitcoin rejects here, it's likely, I'm just shorting other coins at high time frame resistance that are likely to get bigger moves, but using Bitcoin sort of as a guiding light, knowing Bitcoin's at resistance, knowing they're at big resistance, they're more likely to get bigger moves. So I use those as hedges for my longs. These are kind of more complex ideas in trading. So I have longs from here, shorts from here, I have shorts on altcoins. I'm thinking about those shorts on my altcoins as hedges also for my longs on Bitcoin. So I can think of all my positions as sort of the harmony between them, and I don't just think about my Bitcoin position, my RUNE position, my NEAR position, right? Whatever it is, right? I think about how all those positions come together to create a balance of positions that are likely to give me a huge edge. But you can see we've tested this. This is a key level just horizontally. You can look at it. Resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance. A likely place for a rejection. If we can claim that level, and maybe we come down to a retest and push higher. I guess my bias is higher, but what I want to explain to people, because they seem to get confused, just because I do this doesn't mean I'm going to trade this. Maybe we come down into a local golden pocket retracement around 39.8. This is a super important level for a few reasons, but maybe it's something like that, and then we push higher. Maybe we retest this, swing failure, come down, test again, whatever. We range, and then we push up to a higher level. This is on a medium time frame. Over the next 2 months, I expect lower. I expect 30K to be broken. But all I'm going to do along the way is identify support, identify resistance, and just trade those levels, and I'll wait for them. So I don't care what happens. I don't care if price does this, whatever it does. I'm going to short resistance, like I waited for this short patiently. I guess I've removed the pinned comments, but if you follow me for a while, you'll know that I put this pivot all on my chart months and from here. Exactly. It was a Gartley harmonic. So I had all these exact levels. And so what I find that people get caught up in, I'm just reading a comment, somebody saying they joined the members Discord. If you just joined, you link your Discord on the website, and there's a script that fires every few minutes, and so it sometimes takes a few minutes for your role to upgrade. So what's important here is that this is for all of you who are really interested in learning this stuff, I guess. I always feel bad sometimes when I'm going on about the things that I know are important, because I know a lot of people don't find them important because a lot of people aren't interested in becoming successful traders. But the truth is, my channel, my content, everything I do is for people who want to become successful, profitable, consistent traders. So if that's not the content that interests you, if you just want to hear like Bitcoin's going to 80K, then it's not the place for you. So anyways, what I find is everybody's way too interested in let's go on the 4-hour chart here, where Bitcoin is going. Is it going to 100K or is it going to 25K? It doesn't really matter. If once you learn how to start identifying local technical analysis, and you're getting nice longs from support locally and nice shorts from resistance, now you're in a great position no matter what happens. Okay? And just so you know, this golden pocket would align quite well with the top of this range. But so this is what I want to point out. Back months ago, you know, shorting this, longing this, shorting this, all swing failure liquidity grabs, by the way. Shorting this, I can tell, I kind of went through this on the members live stream, so sorry for those who are getting a repeat here, but it's important. Everybody else is thinking about all these levels that are so far away when they're just missing incredible opportunities or getting wrecked. Like this short, such an easy short to take when you understand how the market moves. This short, whereas, you know, it's one of our biggest volume spikes on the 4-hour chart. We had like 300 million longs opening on Bybit on a 5-minute candle right at the top. This is the meme of like everybody saying like, I'm bullish, I'm longing, and it's like, and then we dump. And yeah. But so these are all technical levels, right? Like for example, this was a golden pocket. There's also, we had a high volume area from this range, a little below it. But anyways, so what's happening is, well, everybody else is trying to guess where price is going. Even like me shorting 48K, you know, I'm sure if we go up to 80K, people will be like, you idiot. It's like, okay. I mean, it's a super profitable trade. And I short here, long here, short here, longed here, shorted here, shorted here. And so, and that's because I might think we're going to 25K, but it doesn't matter what I think. I'm just going to focus on shorting resistance, longing support. Eventually, those longs might get stopped out sometimes, and my shorts will carry on. And in the meantime, I'll have made like 20 profitable trades instead of thinking about all these levels that are so far away. So, what do I expect on Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, truly, I expect. Sorry, I'm kind of. My phone's going off there. It's probably kind of loud. What do I expect? Well, I expect a push up higher, but maybe a little bit of a range here. All I'm doing is sitting in these longs. I'm not really touching these shorts. I've taken the profits off the levels I want to. And I'm expecting a push higher even if we come down in range here. If I'm wrong, then I'll get stopped out of my long at entry after taking profits, and I'll look for lower levels. I think it would be quite nice to, at some point, push up into this level, into this sort of horizontal zone. Let's go here. Just into the highs of this range of support. That would get people pretty bullish again. It doesn't have to happen right away. Sometimes ideas take a while to play out, but maybe we claim the level, we claim that, and we push up, get everyone bullish again, and then we come back down, and maybe we just range again, right? And these ranges wreck people because everybody's longing the breakouts, shorting the breakdowns. They're not anticipating a range. They're anticipating, everyone's always anticipating prices going to be breaking out or breaking down, and just like this, but we're just ranging. So, you know, that's always the most likely scenario. So I'm just reading some comments now. Someone said, how old am I? I'm a genius. In spirit, I'm about 100 years old. Yeah. Yeah, I made the joke the other day. Somebody in the Discord said, the ideas you come up with are brilliant, blah, blah, blah. And I just said, it's the being an introvert with an active imagination, I guess, my whole life. Do you think Bitcoin is in a corrective wave? Like maybe the first impulse was from 48K to 38K, and this corrective wave too could go through 44K. Yeah, probably in some sort of corrective wave. You know, I've shared this Elliott wave count I did before. It was part of my analysis for 48K. We have like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4, and then 5 further down, and then this is kind of like an ABC correction here. But you know that I have my high time frame and now Elliott wave ideas, and here I can just kind of play local levels. Um, someone asking if a retest of 48K makes sense to me? Not really. If it happens, that's fine, but it doesn't really make sense to me. You know what? I will say I'm doing an update here, but I do need to go right away because that AMA is starting. So if you're new, so I'm not going to answer like a ton of questions. What I will say is I have educational videos on my YouTube as well where I talk about these different types of analysis ideas. So if you want to learn about volume profiles and all that stuff, you can learn some there. If you want to learn more, join the Discord, links in the description, the members group. There's more educational content. I do daily live streams, or almost daily. Sometimes I don't do them, but they're almost every day for members, and share all my ideas and all that stuff. But anyways, that live stream starting. Make sure to join the Discord, join the event, the AMA, because it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to be hosting the call, but I will be listening, and two of the other partners who are very skilled fundamental analysts. So they understand all the technology behind the products. I'm just a technical trader. I'm not smart enough to get into the fundamentals of everything, but I'm really interested in knowing about them because your fundamentals can be the catalyst kind of ideas for, they kind of tell you the potential of what like a project could do. So if I'm technically trading an idea and I know that that coin has a ton of fundamental value, then there's a better chance that that idea is gonna, if it's a long position, play out. All right, thanks guys. Enjoy your day. Make sure to hop over to the Discord, links in the description, and join that event that's coming up soon. You don't even have to be a paying member. It's just for all public members. Someone asking what time my lives are. Usually in the New York session, but I try to do some in the other market sessions as well so that people can catch them. Of course, most of it's levels that are going to be relevant regardless of the time, because they're usually days or sometimes weeks.